That hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this. Let's imagine what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side, and then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern with them.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
How dare you disagree?
Prepare yourself, because Megyn Kelly and Bill Maher just did something that The View hosts will never forget. In a verbal duel so vicious that it's practically illegal, these two destroyed everything those women stood for. You won't believe the chaos they caused. Let's just say it's a train wreck. Trust me, you'll want to stay to see the epic destruction.
I talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. It just happened to coincide.
This was not just a debate. It was a full-fledged roasting session with Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly, 2 media gladiators who aren't afraid to step into the lion's den, unleashing a smackdown on The View hosts that has the internet buzzing. Forget the usual disagreements we've grown accustomed to in the political sphere.
Disgusting. She's Anna Navarro in your wildest imagination. You could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space he goes to. A hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not 3, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this.
I have another legal note. Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo. I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Maggie
good?
has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
The View's hosts, they were left attempting to avoid the flames, but when 2 media titans are slapping you with logic, sarcasm, and a ton of truth, there's only so much insult you can take. Let's start with Bill Maher, who isn't your typical late-night talk show host. If you know him, you know that he likes to push buttons, stir up controversy, and make liberals squirm. When Maher targets someone, he doesn't do it lightly.
The View.
Well,
That's the problem in America.
But
There is
clearly-
one view,
Right, and that's clearly
one true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner. Can we just understand that part of our sorry racial history in this country is that the point of view from a black person is often going to be very different and sometimes shocking to a white person. I pulled the quote from...
When he attacked The Viewpoint, you can be sure it wasn't going to be a courteous and respectful exchange of opinions. Rather, it was more akin to throwing a Molotov cocktail into a sea of pretentious political correctness. He's the guy who constantly throws the ball at your face in a game of verbal dodgeball while everyone else is playing patty cake. He's unrepentant about it.
Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, yay, on January 20th of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed, if you ask them. As we discussed earlier, they think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin of The
January
View
6th was an
today.
atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to the Holocaust and
Joy Behar was the target of Bill Maher's initial criticism, which focused on her cliched, shallow, hot comments that never challenged her political bubble. Loud remarks followed by apprehensive laughter. Taking aim at Whoopi Goldberg, Maher made fun of her self-appointed position as The View's moral compass, pointing out that she frequently comes across as archaic and out of touch. Both Behar and Goldberg, in Maher's opinion, are more noise than true insight.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're.
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected. So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term, because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do.
Bill Maher, sarcastically mocking Whoopi Goldberg's shallow thoughtfulness, criticized her for assuming the role of a wise voice while repeating the same old conventional viewpoints. He exposed the ridiculousness of her self-righteous tone by calling out her out-of-touch lectures. Then came Maher and Kelly, a decisive force who refused to put up with The View's hollow masquerade and used scathing, steel-cutting logic to cut through their hypocrisy.
talk about what the ladies on The View are saying. It's somewhat stomach-churning, but we have a clip. Let's watch.
Word has just come down that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. Wave.
They're disgusting. She's Anna Navarro. In your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space.
Sunny Hostin went first. Maher and Kelly immediately exposed the holes in Sunny's weak opinions on race and justice, utilizing facts and actual reasoning as Sunny rushed to defend herself. Kelly then addressed Anna Navarro, exposing her obvious opportunism and hypocrisy while denouncing her loud political correctness. For Kelly, it was a complete dismantling rather than only a critique.
Melania Trump came out and said she's about as pro-choice as they come. And here was the reaction on The View.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
Would you look? This is a network that still runs out fact checks to these women, like it's concerned about them staying factual. She hates Trump. She doesn't want to be near him. She doesn't want to be president again. She destroyed the Rose Garden, and she hates Christmas. That is what passes for news on a network. They did a presidential.
Maher and Kelly wasn't holding back when she revealed Anna Navarro's political hypocrisy with scathing facts that were impossible to hide behind a smile. Then Kelly faced Whoopi, destroying her moral superiority with the accuracy of a legal expert. Whoopi, who frequently cloaks herself in wisdom, came under fire for her inconsistencies, especially with regard to cancel culture and free speech. The View hosts looked like novices in a debate by the end of it thanks to Maher and Kelly.
Whoopi Goldberg was angry when Alyssa pointed out that Trump went to the funeral of Officer Diller
Yes.
on Long Island, and Joe Biden went to a podcast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg's reaction.
Choose what you like there, but for Republicans, it was good imagery.
Really?
One day later, yes.
And I'm asking that because I was so offended, because you know who showed up.
It was a war of intellects rather than merely an ideological one, and Maher and Kelly prevailed. The enlightened hosts of The View were surpassed by Kelly's planned accuracy and Maher's sardonic sharpness. The View appeared embarrassed and unable to keep up as Maher and Kelly easily shredded their arguments while they floundered.
I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Maher, who has been the standard bearer for liberalism and in many ways leftism until the woke went bananas in this last decade, but for decades, that's what this guy has represented in America. I want you to note the tone they all talk with him. I want you to look at Sonny Hostin's body language and the way they look at him and everything else. Just because he is a lefty who hasn't gone completely bananas, here they are talking.
In addition to winning, Maher and Kelly made a statement. They revealed The View to be a rehash of rehashed political opinions, exposing the shallowness of the mainstream media. With incisive, well-reasoned arguments, Maher and Kelly easily undermined The View's pretense of being an educational platform, demonstrating that the presenters were unable to even keep up with genuine intellectual discourse.
Thing has to be for everybody.
Right.
We can have platforms that have stuff on them that not everyone on that platform or who consumes stuff on that platform enjoys. And The View is a particularly weird place to do a calculation.
It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that it's called, I mean, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America. There is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the...
The intellectual divide between Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly and The View is so great that it's like watching Olympic athletes compete against inflatable pool toys. The shallowness and repetition of The View's arguments are revealed by Kelly's surgical accuracy and Maher's witty humor. Maher and Kelly delve deeply, confront false narratives, and start genuine, critical conversations, while Whoopi and others rehash politically correct platitudes. Inside an echo chamber, The View plays it safe. Maher and Kelly cut through the clutter, providing the nuance and candor that the mainstream media badly lacks. Ultimately, they surpass The View entirely, not merely challenge it.